you ever really see. It's not going to be, when this used to be played in the offlane by people like Bulba who quote-unquote invented the hero in the offlane. It used to be the 044 build, and I don't think that's going to be the case probably ever again. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, Purge, but that seems
That's because they nerfed the Spirit like 8 times. It used to do like essentially 300 pure damage or something like that.
Yeah, it was nuts.
But or 220 pure damage, now it does like 150 maxed out. It's the damage is much weaker. It still gives you a lot of damage, but it's difficult to turn the hero into a core afterwards. That's the problem that the hero has. So maybe he'll go like Echo Saber or something like that, like Echo Saber Blade Mail maybe. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he'll do.
That is exciting. An Echo Saber on an Elder Titan. Oh man, that's gonna be great. And then you're gonna see if this works out well, people in pubs will try it like crazy.
That would be wild. I would love to see that. I mean, like you guys have said, MSS have high expectations. Interesting drafts, very different. Let's get some predictions. Suns fan, I want to hear from you, buddy. Who do you think's taking this best of one? Winner of this takes the group.
I don't know, if there wasn't a big unknown in the ET, I'd pick NP, but I'm gonna have to go with Fnatic on this one, friends.
All right.
I'm gonna be with you. I think they've just got the superior team fight, a lot of magic damage, a lot of lockdown, and I think they're gonna make quick work of this Wisp.
Yeah. I'll say Fnatic as well, just because. No, you know what? I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going with the MSS Elder Titan and NP. I think it's going to be strong.
Say, after all that, how could you turn your back on the Razor?
I cannot turn my back on anime. And Kevin, thoughts?
I would love to see the Elder Titan prove me wrong, but I think I like Fnatic's draft a little bit better. It looks easier to execute. So we'll see what happens.
All right. We are going to jump into it. It is our first game of the day. It is a best of one to determine who moves on to the semifinals. So we're going to get right into it already. Both teams smoking up. Heading top is going to be Piladai along with MSS. There already is a ward drop down towards that shrine area by Ajit. Bottom as well, Febi was able to get down a lane ward, or at least close to a lane, as he's going to be playing the support weaver, or more than likely will be doing so. And then nearby as well is going to be Fata and AUI 2000, who is taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too significant. So already some interesting lanes being shaped up here. And do you think this is going to be the IO Elder Titan, or is Piladai going to roam elsewhere?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a dual lane here, and this might be one way that they make Elder Titan work, because as a solo hero, as an off lane, he has a little bit of armor problems, but his movement speed's okay, and if you get enough damage with Astral Spirit, you can punch people really hard, and I think this is the kind of lane where you can abuse that. Like Disruptor, for example, very weak Disable, which means you can chase him down. Juggernaut will spin and will be magic immune, but Elder Titan doesn't care because he's going to hit you for like 150 damage a hit. So there's definitely some really abusable stuff that they could do here. Not to mention that the Wisp Tether is going to make him run really fast. So he will go for the trading.
Yeah, the IO move speed already coming in. Ajit, he's already thrown up the Astral Spirit. You can see the right-click damage coming in. It's 82 for MSS. DJ is getting clobbered right now, and they're going to turn back into Ajit. Rotating up his Febi, looking for Piladai, taking a lot of damage. Gucci back up in 3. He's going to go for it. Can he get Piladai? Astral coming through. Tether to the creep wave. Piladai will stay alive. Febi obviously cannot dive that tier 2 tower, but a lot of damage being done by both sides.
And even though Piladai did lose a lot of regen, the Elder Titan did some pretty good smacking, and the IO Tether is going to help offset some of the HP loss when they do these trades. And MSS is going to get even more damage this time, because he's going to grab Ancients as well. Maybe you walk it over to the small camp as well. And
you get Ajit. Oh my god, MSS is now dealing 100 and about 10 damage. DJ is getting absolutely smacked. He's used Thunderstrike. He might just dive this tower. One more auto attack from MSS. They get the kill. First blood. It is the Blade Fury, and MSS will probably fall here. He will buy out in terms of his TP scroll. But Ajit does turn it around at least.
So, yeah, that's basically how Elder Titan works. You like run in and you kill somebody, or you end up dying, and that time he had more than enough damage. He should have bought his boots before he died, though. He bought a TP instead, so that actually sets him back slightly, but it should be fine.
Yeah. And that is something we have to keep our eyes on top, man. That's crazy. But also other mids happening, or other lanes happening. Mid is going to be, of course, the Razor versus Queen of Pain. So it will be that NV Ember Spirit down bottom against the solo Ohio Earthshaker. And we'll see if he can't find any farm for himself up to 4 last hits. By the way, MSS doesn't have any CS either. He just gets his first one. But he does have a kill, so I guess that counts.
Yeah, honestly, that's Elder Titan. You just hit heroes and hopefully you kill them. I know he did get a buff to his bonus damage. I think it was for creeps, maybe?
Yeah,
I'll have to check the patch. I think it went from 3 to 6 for level 1. Which definitely is paying off here.
Piladai still getting zoned out. Here's the Tether move speed. Febi no Shikuchi for 6 seconds. He will go for the TP. Nicely done. A lot of damage being done, but MSS just forces him back already. So Carrying a TP at least until the stomp is up is good, but Pylai in trouble. Does have a tether, needs to get back and away. Fairy Fire coming through. It looks like he will make it alive. Pylai Thunderstrike, he will not be able to deny himself. Stomp coming through. It does hit, but it really, MSS is alone now trying to take down DJ. But look at the auto attack damage. He needs 2 more to do the job. 1 more around the corner. Gets the kill again. Now going to turn onto Ajit. He has lost that bonus damage as soon as he gets the kill. But again, MSS is probably okay with this trade, I suppose.
Oh yeah, he's going to be happy with this one here. So continues to get kills, doing a lot of damage, up in his hero damage. That's the important fact. We should probably take a look at other lanes. So
yeah.
On the mid lane, Fada's doing really well, 18 and 10 versus the Quap's 5 and 3. So Kyo is pretty much getting wrecked here. But there's a lot of advantages that Fada has. If the dagger is cast on Razor, immediately he's going to nuke the Queen of Pain with Unstable Current. So that's 40 damage offsetting some of that dagger, or at least helping the trade be more advantageous. So really good for him. And then in the safe lane, Ember Spirit's doing really well. So 17 and 6 versus Ohio's now 7 and 0.
So,
but keep in mind the Rubik has been down here pulling, so that's part of the reason that the Earthshaker has less.
So you could consider all 3 of these lanes being won for NP right now. And maybe they
yeah,
get DJ again.
might
Kinetic Field, Astral to come out. They might turn their attention to Ajit. DJ, 1 more auto attack. No, he needs 2 more to get this kill. Again, they will lose Pylai, but MSS continue to find these kills. And he stays alive this time. Febby cannot chase him down. They don't have enough damage, even with the Blade Fury from Ajit.
Kind of interesting to see a skill build. I thought I'd get at least one of the passive, because it gives you 40% of the base, which would be like -2 armor against the Jug. But I guess against supports, it's kind of worthless right now. He's instead going for more levels of disable.
Dude.
So see how this continues. It'll definitely team fight better in the mid game with the skill build, and I guess it doesn't really matter if he gets a little bit more minus armor. He's already hitting super hard.
Yeah, and
See the item soon.
Ajit can't handle it right now. He's used all of his regen. He has no healing ward yet, and he only has 12 life sets. I say only, but look at bottom. Envy has 27. Of course, mid lane Fata has 23. Telekinesis. Ooh, good stuff from AUI. Making sure Ohio cannot get that bounty rune. Good stuff. And Envy's looking for his own. They do not want to give any farm over to Ohio.
They're being jerks right now. Unfortunately, oh, these creeps are they gonna aggro? No, they don't.
Febby
Almost
dove.
aggro to the Ancients. That would have been bad.
Febby should get out. He's got Shikuchi in 3. If this hits, it still won't be enough to bring him down, I don't think. It's close, though. And he has enough mana for Shikuchi, and I think he's going to save it until MSS gets close by. Now he uses it, and now he actually might be in trouble. MSS, does he see him? He absolutely does. 1 auto attack gets the kill. Febby again diving Pylai, but well, getting traded for it. Now Ohio coming in, Fisher coming out. The Flame Guard from Envy doing some work, but now out of mana. The Telekinesis to come through. He's got stick charges bottling up. He needs the Searing Chains. Still not using them yet. There's going to be the Enchant Totem from Ohio, and that'll push him back as Febby rotates down bottom as well. And so they want to try putting a little bit of pressure here on the Ember Spirit for now.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well at this point finally with Earthshaker.
Oh, man.
And those enchant hits are just putting the hurt onto Envy.
He
And
just-
he might die right now. The cell
Yeah.
comes out at the same time.
Sleight of Fist, Telekinesis, he's in trouble. The stun comes out. Fisher wasn't there, and they're going to get this kill potentially. He's behind the tower. The swarm is not enough. Febby thinking about diving. Shikuchi in now, looking for AUI 2000. Again, out of mana. Not much else they could do. Another Fisher, no. MSS top lane dives on Ajit. They will lose Pylai again. The glimpse does come back, and MSS looking for this healing ward cannot find it, but already they bring down the enemy safe laner. In the meantime, Ember Spirit looks like he has to keep it away, but AUI 2000 will not be so lucky. The Enchant Totem from Ohio comes into play and turns it around.
Before I gush about how many kills MSS has, I think Febby's been doing a really good job here making things happen, even though the lanes are going kind of iffy. Like, he has trouble top lane after getting a kill, then he comes bottom and pressures well. I think that's been pretty resourceful, even though he's just a level 3 Weaver without too many items.
Right.
But goddamn, MSS has so many kills. It's up to 5. What is this? Elder Titan's here, guys. There's the Sage's Mask, Echo Saber. Fingers crossed.
This is not something you just don't ever see an Elder Titan. It's hard to play against, especially when you have somebody like a Disruptor in lane who can't really do anything. You know, he's got Glimpse and Thunderstrike. Good luck. Meanwhile,
I mean,
they're
it's
going to
just
run at Ajit.
His Spirit's been buffed so many times in a row, and basically no player has maxed that skill first in a very long time. Just nobody does it.
He has plus
Just always
165
focus on the
damage.
other things.
Good kinetic field, though. The IO overcharge. Ajit, there's the Glimpse back. Can they find this? The tether broken. MSS finally going to go down again. That is the second death of the game, and it is split between DJ and Ajit. And they desperately needed that because he was starting to get out of control.
And those kinds of deaths are huge when you have that many kills. It's a lot of levels as well. A lot of experience going to the enemy duo. He's actually going for a Drum of Endurance instead, which actually makes a lot of sense. gives him attack speed and movement speed when he's diving for those important kills, and it's a lot cheaper than what a Echo Saber provides. So I think it's a much better option.
Yeah, I'm with you. I also am
Movement speed
curious.
for the IO too.
He is going to have level 6. I'm assuming he's not going to skill up Earth Splitter, right?
Most likely not.
Yeah, that's not something you see even to this day. I mean, that was... You never got Earth Splitter at 6 before, and I still think you don't get it here. He's holding the point, though.
You have to wait until like usually level 3 Echo Stomp to ensure that the stun hits, or you'd need it to combo with somebody else's disable. So there's just no reason to grab it right now. Plus it does percentage-based damage, and people's HP isn't that high right now. Like against Juggernaut, it would do 240 damage. That's not very good.
Yeah, fair
for
enough.
an ultimate.
There was a TP going bottom. It was canceled. I'm not sure if it was canceled by the enemy team or if they just canceled it themselves, and now Envy is alone. He will buy himself a TP and probably head out. He'll, I would imagine, drop a Remnant before he does. There is 3 heroes bottom, though, and yeah, he's just going to head out. Ohio does not see him going for this TP. He's going to get out, and again, 3 heroes bottom, but this is going to leave mid wide open for both AUI and Fata to start putting pressure and probably take this tier 1 tower unless we see some TP rotations back.
And this is definitely the problem with Earth or Ember Spirit in the safe lane, is that you are kind of gankable and you don't really have that many mobility skills.
Ajit, the kinetic field, is it going to save him? MSS, the Astral, it's not going to be enough. He's sitting at like 10 HP. The stomp to come through. It was too late. Ajit avoids it. They cannot find the kill, and they will lose Pylai Dai again. Pylai Dai is level 3 with 5 deaths, so as many kills as MSS has, Pylai Dai has just as many deaths, which is not great.
Yeah, and I mean, once I get him to 6, that'll be fine, but he's just so punishable by these high physical damage right clickers. Weaver loves attacking an IO. Kyo doing some trading here with Fata. It's a little dangerous if you got another plasma field off, but he's just belaying so well in the mid lane.
Yeah.
55 and 15 on his last hits.
All right, so in spite of it all, though, Kevin, I mean, I feel like the net worth is even. You would think that because NP have been winning these lanes pretty hard, they would have a much bigger lead, but that's not the case at all.
Well, I think it's partially, at least the safe lane is not going as well. It was really good the first couple of minutes, but the last few it's been a lot harder. Envy's had to play safer. He hasn't really been able to do whatever he wants, and even Ohio's been getting a lot of last hits. He's up to 30 now.
Right.
So Ohio, last hit-wise, is actually matching Earth Spirit now. Or, what's the other one? Elder Titan. Ooh. Yeah. Matching him a bit. He's going to go Treads, surprisingly, but kind of weird builds, but we'll see if it works. It'll make his Enchant Totem do more.
He is level 3 Enchant Totem too, so he might be going for that Shadow Blade kind of Daedalus build that we used to see. I think it's a bit outdated, and there's probably better items. Stomp's going to come through with the Blade Fury's up. Now the IO overcharge. Kinetic Field will not catch, but he should have comes back. He has used it. Now MSS going for the TP. Omni Slash, perfectly done from Ajit. QO rotating. Pylai Dai will fall as well. Fata rotating up, but he's too late to the party. And Fnatic rotate the Queen of Pain and grab 2 kills for themselves.
Yeah, that was nice. They didn't really need the co-op to be there, but definitely guarantees it. And now, even though they had a laning advantage, like level 1, level 2, things are not looking the best for NP in this offlane.
QO does have Blink. He will get away. Febby needs to be careful as well. One more auto attack would have done the job for Fata. Sonic Wave. Pylai Dai is dead again. Looking for Febby. Fata does not have the range for him. And now Ajit, the spin is up. And Telekinesis will come through. QO will blink himself out. The Swarm will hit, and Envy is nearby. So, in spite of everybody being here for NP, they can't find a turnaround fight. And now, everybody from Fnatic looking to shrine up and perhaps go for another fight mid. We'll see.
It just seems NP's a little bit disconnected here. They're always in a dual lane in the off lane, which is fine, but consistently they're just repeatedly killing MSS, and that's one of the issues with Elder Titans at core. He can't really defend himself very well. Look, it's going to happen again. He'll
try to go for the stomp. Fisher off in time along with the Blade Fury, and yes, you are absolutely right. He's going to get dropped one more time. Fnatic even smoked up on a ward. There was a Radiant Observer ward here. They shrined up, smoked immediately afterward, and MSS still couldn't get out in time.
So what this kind of comes down to is the general principle that heroes that don't have good control or good escapes, they just get punished really easily. So even though he got so many kills, he either had to get to like, I'm undying territory and you can try to fight me, but I'm still going to beat you, or he just has to always be not out of position, protected by his allies.
Yeah.
So everything's just kind of weird now for NP.
Pylai Dai dead again? Yeah, probably. Oh, good tether, but Febby's coming in, and a couple of auto attacks will do the job. Febby's going to be able to time-lapse out. Telekinesis, can they find Ajit? MSS trying to man-fight the kinetic field. The healing ward might be enough. The tower hit, is it going to be there? Ajit is still alive. 40 HP, phases away. The plasma field, and the last tick of it will kill him. Fata will bring him down. Ajit was so close to escaping there, and that's a pretty big kill for NP, getting back on the board.
So things worked out at least a little bit better there. The game is still pretty equal. I guess everybody in NP is still farming. AUI doing his typical sit in a lane and get last hits thing that he transitions to at some point, and now just finally picking up level 6 for him. So slightly delayed, but he does pick up Sakuchi, and that means he's going to be able to be more active and hopefully set up kills for Elder Titan as well as the Razor, because right now they're kind of lacking disables. They can't really kill the Queen of Pain until Ember gets into a really strong pace, and even Ember's been pressured a lot by Ohio.
Yeah, we actually just saw his TP get canceled. He was TPing out, and he had a Remnant back, and now he is in trouble. Omni slash Blade Fury, Envy, gonna fall to Ajit. Great rotation from him. And they will put pressure on the Tier 1 tower as NP do the same top lane and take the Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they saw that he had no mana. They knew he couldn't Remnant away or use those other ways to stop Omni Slash, and just super solid rotation that leads to a tower kill.
Yeah. However, they might lose their Tier 1 mid as well. In fact, it is in deny range. AUI's trying to get it down, but Febi's nearby. Shikuchi's in, but looks like the dust will come, as they did use, of course, he had stolen Shikuchi, but he cannot chase him fast enough, so as soon as the dust comes, he gets out.
The Disruptor was just a little bit too far away, so Febi went slightly too early.
Right.
But they have the ward, and they saw the Disruptor running down, which is part of the reason AOI ran right away. So just good ward vision. I like the wards at NPS place. Just spots the rotations, but will tune where Disruptor plans to go. MSS gets caught, though.
Yeah, he is stuck, and there's no relocate save. I mean, Pylai has had a rough game. Stomp will come through, but DJ's nearby along with Febi. Here comes Fata. Now the Earth Splitter to follow up as well. That's some serious damage. Static Storm is going, but not doing nearly enough damage. Sonic Wave. MSS will get a double kill. Now he'll turn on to QO, and Febi's going to try to help as well. Ajit coming in from the side. MSS looking for the TP. He almost makes it out, but not capable of doing so. And Fata, he will at least. So a double kill for QO. Very good rotations coming in from Fnatic, and NP kind of make the best of a bad situation, I feel like.
Ooh, and Ember does go for plus 30 damage.
Oh.
Which I guess sort of makes sense. I mean, if you remember back to what the spell lamp used to be on Ember, it used to be 15% when it first came out. Now we're all the way down to 8.
Yeah, they nerfed that a
So
little
it's
bit.
definitely fallen a bit, and it looks like he's going to go boost the travel into Blade Mail this game, which is a pretty good solution against a lot of the damage output heroes. It'll also help against things like Omni Slash, so. And it can pay off as well, just reflect some of the damage that Quap does. Even though you block it with Flame Guard, it'll still reflect. So there's a lot of cool ways that it'll be effective.
I mean,
QO almost dying.
I feel like it's a very unusual solution. We never really see Blade Mail for, you know, an Ember Spear. I mean, maybe from time to time.
It's sometimes. It just depends on the situation. It's like, can you... Is your hero not effective against theirs? Do they have a good counter to you? You just get Blade Mail. And it gives you mana, it gives you armor, it solves a lot of those problems, it gives you right-click damage, which you kind of use. So it's definitely a situational thing, but it's honestly not that uncommon, I would say. It's probably like, it's like that or a Veil usually is the pickup for your intermediate item.
Yeah. I mean, it is that early game damage solution without going for the Spell Lamp, I believe. But the question is, what would he build into after, you know, after this Blade Mail is done, assuming he gets it still?
I mean, he went plus damage. I don't really think he should go Battle Fury or anything like that, but he could go more of a standard build, like something like Maelstrom maybe, or I'm not sure. Another thing is that the damage return is no longer increased by Spell Amp, so technically its Blade Mail is a little bit worse than it was prior, but 30 damage is still not a bad thing to have, I don't think. So I think he just wants to go around and participate, and Blade Mail is not expensive, so he can show up to these fights, impact them in a good way, and hopefully not get killed easily.
Well, we'll see. He's going to go for the Remnant, but there is some infused Ray Drop. They're going to go for an IO relocate now. Ajit might be in trouble. MSS trying to fight this. Coming in as Fata as well. The Static Link. This is going to turn into a full 5-on-5 fight, maybe. Febi walking in. DJ. It looks like on the back lines, they're going to find QO as well. The Fisher's coming in. No Blink Dagger. Static Storm coming out. And they all get away in time. AUI 2000 comes back in. Febi has to time ups. Remnant coming back through. No, Envy wants to TP first, and now Fata continuing to chase. He is low on mana. MSS looking for a stomp as well. DJ is certainly going to fall, and he will be the third hero to go down for Fnatic. Wow, what a turn there. It looked like Fnatic maybe just they couldn't decide if they wanted to fight or not. And in the end, it goes pretty poorly for them.
Yeah, this is that period of the game where Ember Spirit is just super good against Queen of Pain, because he has Syrian Chains. If she gets rooted, she's just dead in most cases, because that finally gives the Razor and the Elder Titan that, oh, I know she's not going to move for 3 seconds. I can actually wail into her with my right clicks, and I know that I'm not wasting my time. So once you get a hard disable on a hero like that, it just makes the team fight so easy for NP.
Yeah. She's not the tankiest hero in the world, especially when you're dealing with the plus 200 damage that is MSS on the Elder Titan. Which might seem like a lot, but...
And the minus magic resistance too. I mean, he's only got level 2 right now, but still, that's a big amount of damage amp. It's like 15%.
Glimpse is already used, and he just remnants himself away. He's safe and sound, so he's fine. Good stuff.
Definitely dangerous though, because if they can catch him, they didn't have Static Storm there, unfortunately for Fnatic, but maybe they could have chained Stone with Earthshaker. He hasn't gotten too many points in Aftershock, so maybe it's harder. But
my God, QO, you need to get out, buddy. Dear Lord.
They do spot his Remnant, so they might try to force something in here. So if they chase him, he might Remnant away. Maybe they can set up with Static Storm.
He seems to know that, I mean, they have a ward here, at least where spotting Febby and DJ, so does he really walk back in? Looks like he might. MSS Glimpse back. Uh-oh. Now they're not going to. I think they're just going to stay top.
I think after the last fight, Fnatic kind of feels like they can't win a team fight, so it's better for them to try to maneuver, get solo kills, and split push.
Right.
Which is what that seems like when they glimpse MSS back. Then they know for sure they can take this tower. Although here come the TPs, relocate too.
Static Storm, silence up an Envy. He avoids it. The Remnant coming through if he needs it. Now they will lose Pylite Die. Omni Slash used as well. Uh-oh, maybe they need to get out now. Echo Slam on the other side, but AUI 2000 still fighting fit. They'll grab 2. Fnatic gets a killing spree. Now they're turning on Ajit as well. Healing Ward will go. Fnatic can right-click it down. It looks like he will. Can they chase any further? On the back lines, they found another. It's Kiwo. This stomp is there, and Envy goes to work with the auto attack damage, getting it done. Now Ajit and Febby have to leave. Here comes the Spirit, looking for a stomp. Blade Fury is up, something to keep in mind. Fox is still chasing him down. Static Link back up in 5. Febby again. Chikuchi, here comes Envy looking for the Searing Chains. He's going to go for the TP. Cannot make it out in time. MSS's auto attack plus 183 damage on his base damage of 119, and he dies so quickly, Purge.
And it reduces, just by being close, he loses like 6, 7, 8 armor anyways. That's why that was incredibly, just a huge amount of damage here. Pi dying again. But at least he's only level 8, perhaps.
He's good. You know, he's got his relocate. That's all he needs. He's had a rough game, and somehow he's gotten a couple of good relocate ganks off.
You know, it looked like such a good fight for Fnatic as well. The Static Storm on the relocated combo, but unfortunately, I mean, they killed Io again. But it seems like their heroes are independent enough at this point with their farm levels that it doesn't even really matter if the Io gets killed right at the start. That's his lifestyle now. He's like, I'm going to just die at the start, and there's nothing I can do about it. Because even if he has boots, the Quap's going to find him. The Jug's going to gap close and Omni Slash him. The Weaver's going to go after him. Io has a really rough game this game. I think he just buys armor items and does his best to get people where they need to be and try to push a little harder afterwards to get out.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just that initial relocate. Meanwhile, Ajit's spin is already used. Searing Chain, Static Storm coming out, but only hits onto Fox. Glimpse back coming through, but Ajit's still in trouble. Remnant through from Envy, avoiding the Glimpse back. He will continue onward, looking for Ohio. He's going to get caught. Telekinesis, double Remnant coming in from Envy now. One more auto attack will do the job. Here comes the overcharge as well. Sonic Wave, but Io keeping him alive. They're going to turn onto QO. He doesn't have a blink. MSS comes in and smashes him in the face. Another plasma field. This stomp is going to hit on Febby. Absolutely does. Beautifully done from MSS in this fight. The Earth Splitter. He time lapses, but he will not survive. All 5 dead from Fnatic. Beautifully done yet again from NP.
I don't know. MSS is kind of owning it. I didn't really feel the transition like it was going to come, but the team fight impact is looking pretty good. He's just buying all stat items to increase his survivability. He's going Sanj. He's going to pick up a Heaven's Halberd afterwards to help make up for the lack of survivability that he has. His armor is okay, but not amazing. But he's going to have evasion on top of this. He's going to be able to disarm the Jug no matter what for like 3.5 seconds. I like the build he's going here. He can even grab more health at 15. Like, this guy's actually super difficult to kill. And Fnatic is having trouble getting kills on the heroes they need to kill.
Yeah.
It's difficult for them to kill the Ember.
Yeah.
They can't kill the Razor easily. They can kill that baby Io every single time, but that's not going to win them the game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And the thing that's scary, too, is with the Static Storm and Glimpse, you have to pick and choose who you want to use some of these abilities on. And every time they're trying to use it on Envy or even Fatsa from time to time. But then MSS is just free to roam in and do 200-plus damage to all of these heroes. And it just seems so scary.
He's actually going SNY. He's not even going to go for the Heaven's Halberd.
Oh, I love it.
Which I'm guessing is... I mean, it's a very inexpensive item now. SNY is like 3,700 or something. These guys are actually all buying the same item, for God's sake. We got a Drum Treads SNY on Elder Time. Look at Razor.
Yep.
Same shit, dude.
Same build. I mean...
I think Rubik's doing the same thing. Also, that's the 3rd drum. What the hell? 3 drums on the same
team. They really
team?
like drum charges this game. That's nuts.
It's really good. I mean, if you buy this many and you take turns... That's like 18 team fights that you have 13 extra movement speed and 25 extra attack speed.
God. they could just pop drums for days and probably you know they'll have him until hopefully towards the end of the game. Envy was
Oh no, they're
back,
almost out.
but looks like he's fine. I mean, what can they do here? It feels like a lot more than a 5,000 net worth advantage. I feel like Purge.
Yeah, it kind of does, and I think it's just because Fnatic doesn't have the best damage output.
Right. Uh-oh. Telekinesis,
Oh, he
Sleight
got
of Fist,
pulled.
Searing Chains. Fisher stolen. Ohio is dead. The Earth Splitter. It won't be there, but I don't think it matters at this point. Meanwhile, Fata's still going. 84 damage stolen. And they are looking to finish off this Tier 2 tower. And now this is where the gold is really going to roll in for NP. They could start taking down these towers pretty easily, I would say.
Yeah, they just don't have any vulnerabilities other than the support, and AOI is hard to kill because he has survivability skills that he's stealing from his opponents, and his cores are just getting harder and harder to deal with. Like, Fnatic has to commit like 2 ultimates at least. Like Omni Slash is the big damage dealer, Echo Slam kind of, but as long as NP doesn't group super hard, they're going to have a lot of trouble killing these stinky guys in the front line. And once they get like BKBs or something, then it becomes even harder for Fnatic.
Yeah. I mean, God forbid it gets to that point. But Fata is starting to build into it now. For Envy, the build is, of course, as we talked about, bots into Blade Mail. There is a Smoke of Deceit gank coming in from Fnatic. I don't know if it was on that ward over towards the base. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, but MP is silenced up. This is problematic. Fisher stolen. Static Storm. Relocate safe from Pylon. That's all they need. Ajit going for the immediate TP. Fata is dealing so much damage, he cannot bring him down, but they've already turned the fight. They've gotten one of the biggest heroes in terms of QO going down, and Febby trying to run again. A couple of auto attacks will almost kill him. He has time lapse, and Fata is very speedy, but not fast enough to chase him down. Not yet, anyway. And they'll move in for the Tier 2 tower. In the meantime, Ohio stomped up, and MSS will have the Astral Spirit come back and gets 178 damage from Ohio, among other heroes. The Fisher comes out. Here comes the Remnant along with it. Searing Chains to follow up, and Ohio is probably dead. Plasma Field and MSS with one more auto attack will finish him off. And again, more heroes going down for Fnatic.
It's just the worst possible place for a Fnatic to find a hero. I mean, Ember Spirit's probably the guy they wanted, but if you break a smoke and you're running up a ramp like that, you don't know where the IO is, you don't know if it's safe to use your cooldowns on him, and at some point they just realized they had to commit, and they dropped the Static Storm, and it helped, but they just didn't have the damage output again to kill the Ember Spirit because of the Blade Mail armor. So he ends up staying alive, the Relocate saves him, and all of a sudden Fnatic loses yet another fight. So they needed to get some high ground vision somehow, like get there a little bit earlier, have vision, then kill the Ember Spirit. That's what they were looking to do, to combo their ultimates into one guy to guarantee that they get some gold swing back. But it didn't work out, and MP is going to keep pressuring.
I mean, other than the IO, what was the last hero they killed? And I don't even know if the IO has died anytime recently. In fact, at 19 minutes and 35 seconds roughly was the last time Pylite Eye has gone down. So they've gotten nothing over the past like 5 minutes here, Purge.
Yeah, it's not looked very good, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Elder Titan continuing to mirror exactly what Razor wants to build. They're both going to get a BKB next, which makes sense. Their heroes are very similar. Run at them and keep attacking, and have so much natural HP from the stat items you're building that they still can't kill you. So it's this this damage problem that's continuing.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons this is happening is because you have a Weaver support. Weaver support is not a very high damage support. It's like this roamy, physical like evasive do stuff hero.
Relocate.
And
They
he
are
doesn't
looking for
get it back.
QO. They're going to jump in. Blink stolen. Telekinesis. Fata right click more than enough to get the kill, and QO will fall again. But you were talking about the support Weaver Purge, but good news is that Febby does now have at least an Aghanim Scepter.
So this is basically how Fnatic needs to play this game. It's maybe not the best synergy to have a Weaver in this position. Like, if Weaver support was on NP side, I'd be like, amazing synergy, because you put a Razor in front who's hard to kill, take all the hits. He's basically got a safe jug. That's like his best go
Static
for it,
Storm
I guess.
used, limps back as well. Earth Splitter will hit onto Febby. A lot of damage being taken, and here comes Fata. He's about to clean house along with MSS. The move speed is real. Febby is able to scoochie away on the other side. Ohio rooted by the Searing Chains and slapped down by Fata, who will pick up a double kill and a wicked 6 free. This is perhaps one of the most interesting and best performances we've seen out of NP in terms of this draft, and playing up a solid team against a team like Fnatic. They are owning. I mean, they're just straight up owning, and there's nothing Fnatic can do.
I think the laning stage really threw off Fnatic. Like, they didn't really get the stabilized carry that they were maybe expecting out of the Juggernaut, and as a result, it was a lot harder to get kills and turn make things happen in the mid game, because they needed like a Diffusal Blade or a Manta style on the Jug. That way he could actually fight and do things like evade Searing Chains.
They have a sentry. Febby is about to die. The time lapses. Blade Fury was stolen by AUI. Fata will grab the Aegis. That is just the first Roche, surprisingly enough. Febby might be looking for the Courier. Geminate attack is going to be enough. Looks like it won't be. He does a lot of damage, though. But they are going to find him now. Telekinesis Faithful to come through Kuchi away again. But looks like he will be able to make it out. And he's going in.
He's got to go buy TP.
He
could also time-lapse himself after he buys it.
Did he get it? Oh, he didn't get it. He did not buy the
Okay,
TP.
he's playing mind games. So he thought they were going to get there in time. So he's just going to run the long way.
All right. Space created, I suppose. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oof, now they have a gem, though. That stuff. And Fata, he has Aghanim Scepter. He forgoes the BKB just because he wants the push, which makes sense.
Ooh, they blocked him in, though. This is
Fisher
really
blocked.
bad for him.
Yeah, they
He's
do
super
have
by
the
himself.
Aegis Orchid to come through, but QO is taking so much damage just from the ultimate. He didn't even have Static Link, and now coming in his Pilot Eye, Relocate, just making him a bit tankier, along with the speed, attack speed, of course, increase, and they're going to work on the racks. Mech will go. They're looking for a Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. He will find it, and QO is about to die to Flame Guard. They will drop the Static Storm, but again, the Kinetic Shield is not there in time, and Envy is still fighting fit. There's the Blink and Echo Slam, but can they get anybody? Envy solo. They cannot bring anybody down. Earth Splitter, this might do some serious work. They will get the kill into Ohio. Fata going back, and MSS has already run over one hero. Febby might be next. Aji, Sleight of Fist Searing Chains one more time for Envy. A triple kill for MSS. And he almost dives the well. Another Astral. The stomp will hit. They will see Febby, who's Kuchi'd up now. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. Remnant in. Envy pops the Blade Mail. They are diving the fountain at 28 minutes of the game. They've already taken one set of racks, and they're going to continue onward here.
And all of a sudden, Io's got an item. He's got the mech picked up, which makes these hard-to-kill heroes even harder. Even harder to kill. And at this point, Fnatic has to use abilities to get kills. That's basically the only solutions they have. They just don't have the item advantage to just right-click these heroes down. And they're so physical-based as well. I thought maybe the Echo Slam could have done something there, but the Chain Stun didn't follow it up instantly, and they weren't able to burst anybody to start.
Yeah.
Bad place to be for Fnatic.
I mean, it's gone from bad to worse in this game, and I think it will continue to do so. They've lost one set of racks. The Jug and QO on the Quap have not gotten any considerable items after their first item. QO has essentially only had Orca this entire game, and the Jug is no different with his Manta style. Meanwhile, you have people like Fata building into 2, even 3 items as they have the Drum, the Ags, now the SNY, and of course what looks to be a Shiva's very soon for the Razor. And then MSS going for AC, so armor reduction, armor in general, it's going out for MP here.
Yeah, I like it. And the attack speed, of course, because he can really amp his right-click damage up. Right. You got to pair it with attack speed to overall increase your damage to huge levels. So makes a lot of sense. I like the build.
Yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff coming out from NP. And they're probably just one team fight from winning this game, I would imagine, too. 1 or 2 team fights.
If it's like the last team fight, I completely agree. Did you see what Ember picked up? You went Solar Crest?
Oh, did he pick it? Ooh. I've seen that a couple. Oh, and a pipe, too. Wow, okay.
All right, these are very weird Ember items, but it's kind of cool in the way that his opponents have damage issues, so if he just buys really heavy into survivability and resistance, then he's just almost impossible to kill. And if you have all this magic resistance and armor in conjunction with Blade Mail, you take almost nothing, but you throw a lot back out. So if he just like becomes the focus fire for Fnatic, then NP's going to win the fight 100%.
Yeah, this is... it is grim. They will get it off the Orchid onto Envy. They will find the Static Storm, but again, the Kinetic Shield misses. The Echo Slam coming out. The IO relocate save. Envy is back in looking for QO, the Shrine, keeping him alive. This might be 2 FT of a dive. That Earth Splitter did so much work. Somehow nobody is dead. Finally, they will lose one. It's Ohio going down, and Najee is going to be next. MSS's damage is absurd. +7 or 274, and that'll just move right into GG. Fnatic do their best, but I think this draft, especially the offlane Elder Titan, has done some serious work here for NP Purge.
Yeah. I mean, the NP had a lot of issues in the I don't know, 12 to 20 minute part where the